All right, craft beer Bierkergaard is back here this week, and the beer that I'm profiling is Russian River's Blind Pig. It's a single IPA. I'm just going to read the side of the description so we can all be informed here. Blind Pig is a Prohibition era term for speakeasy. Hence the glasses there and the cane. Our very first brewery was named Blind Pig Brewing Company, which was located in Temecula, California. Guarantee I messed that name up. It was here that we first fell in love with IPAs and hops. Our Blind Pig IPA is generously hopped with hints of citrus, woody notes, and a lingering bitterness. Keep refrigerated and consume fresh to best enjoy this beer's intense hop character. So this is 1 pint, 1.25 fluid ounces, 510 milliliters. The alcohol is ABV is 6.25% by volume. It's brewed by Russian River Brewing Company, Santa Rosa in Windsor, California, which of course, if you consider California part of the United States, is part of the United States. RussianRiverBrewing.com. So the history of this beer was, well, let's kind of step back a little bit. The couple that owns Russian River initially were winemakers, and they formed a collaboration with a champagne manufacturer in California, and they decided to try to make a beer that was kind of more champagne-y, perhaps a little bit of a sour. I think it was a one-off based on the Wikipedia article I was reading. I do some deep research here. And the collaboration didn't ultimately work out, but this couple did decide to cut out and start their own brewery, which apparently was called Blind Pig. Again, there you go. At some point, it was changed name-wise to Russian River Brewing Company. So here's the beer. I've been generously helping myself to it already. Truth be told, I did another video that I didn't particularly like, so I decided to do it again, make it a little shorter. So what do I think? So I axed that video on just doing it again. That explains the lack of beer in glass. Most of that's already in my tummy, but I did have a little bit left. So here's what I would say. Very distinctive, very sharp West Coast IPA. Unlike East Coast IPAs, which tend to be juicier and cloudier, using oats to help kind of balance out that taste profile, provide a little bit more cloudy, kind of juicy, the term juicy flavor. West Coast IPAs are super clean, but they're super hoppy. And they tend to be a little bit clear, as this one would be, compared to New England, and that's an understatement. There are some brewers that try to combine the East and West Coast variables together, which can be done. But in the land of IPA, in terms of history, Russian River was one of the first. They were the first brewery to come up with a double IPA. I mean, IPA was out there as a style for many, many years, even though it had fallen out of favor. Russian River was the first to hype up the ingredients, more hops, more malt, to come up with a double IPA. So that version of that double IPA from Russian River is called Pliny the Elder. Excellent beer, but it's a double IPA. And then they have a seasonal version of Pliny the Elder. And when I say seasonal, it's really, really narrow. It's almost impossible to find on the East Coast. It's hard enough to find out in California. It appears down in Philadelphia for maybe a week, if you're lucky. And then some of the suburbs, maybe 2 days. I was going to try to get down to Teresa's in Wayne, but all they had was a sixtel. And I was in communication with the person who was answering their Facebook messages, and they let me know that it was on tap and it was gone that night. So it was a sixtel. It was toast. That was a sixtel is half of a quarter keg or something like that. Whatever. Do the math. So anyway, I haven't had Pliny the Younger, but I have had Pliny the Elder. It's extremely good. So this is the single IPA. The Elder, Pliny the Elder is the double IPA. Then Pliny the Younger is the triple IPA, the Tippa IPA. But super clean, super sharp. They do say that you should refrigerate it, and that means a lot when you want to preserve that really sharp hop taste. In the hop world in beers, if you refrigerate it, it will slow down the decay of the hop flavor. I would say this bottle probably would run you about $8 if you were to find it at a bottle shop, maybe 10 depending. It's extraordinarily good. It's ranked in the top like 12 in the United States for an IPA, just a strict IPA, not a double or a triple. It's got an outstanding rating on Beer Advocate. The only place that you can find these type of beers are close to Philadelphia generally, because that's the only distributor in the East Coast. They have a branch up in Reading, because I was searching the guys out. But it's a brewery connection that only exists in Philadelphia. So the further you get from Philly, the harder it is to find Russian River. And that's a statement of fact. So if you really, really want to try some of the brews out, go down to like Teresa's Cafe in Wayne. There's a few other places that are close. On the Russian River website, they'll tell you which outlets have their beers, or which pubs have their beers, pubs, restaurants, etc., etc. Teresa's Cafe typically has Pliny the Elder on tap at all times. If you go down to Monk's Cafe down in Philadelphia, they are probably the epicenter of Russian River products in the East Coast. So they will have the Younger when no one else has Pliny the Younger. So if you really are really into it, they have a yearly event where you have to buy tickets for, and then you get like a 2-hour window to drink it, and it's like $10 a glass to have the Younger, which is that triple IPA. I'd recommend, if you saw this bottle, to definitely give it a shot. It's got a good taste, fairly a decent ABV, but not overpowering. But it's the prototypical standard for traditional West Coast IPA. And Russian River were the first to really kind of popularize the style of IPAs outside of like Sierra Nevada. But the kind of California, Oregon breweries were real influential in that entire progression. So cheers. And Blind Pig IPA from Russian River, highly recommended.